Now, I know there are a lot of Christians who say both sides are corrupt and I don't want to be involved in a corrupt system. I don't want to have to choose between the lesser of two evils. Well, unless Jesus Christ is on the ballot, you're always choosing between the lesser of two evils.
Yes, Lord!
This election is not about Democrats and Republicans. This election is about whether we are a secular nation or are we one nation under God. And he said a republic if you can keep it. We've kept it for 240 years, but we're as close to losing it right now as we have ever been at any point in time. We have a Department of Justice that's being used by the party in power to persecute and prosecute their political opponents, something you would expect in Russia or China or Banana Republic.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We have somebody who's running for president who recently said in a crowd when somebody said, Jesus Christ is Lord, that you're in the wrong crowd.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Think about that. In Matthew 12:34, it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. She didn't have time to think about what she was going to say. She just said what's in her heart. So maybe she's the one who doesn't belong. Maybe that's what we should be thinking about. And how they try to demonize President Trump. Why do they do that? Because they can't really criticize his policies because they know they work.
You know, I came across this video today and thought it was kind of powerful. And I love what Dr. Ben Carson had to say.
As it says in Romans 8, if God be for you, who can be against you?
If you understand that all of us are born sinners, we're all messed up. I don't care if it's Kamala Harris. I don't care if it's Donald Trump. I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's me. We are all sinners who need Christ to save us. And when Dr. Ben Carson made the comment that somebody said to him that both parties are corrupt, you know, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. And I believe there is corruption in both parties. I do believe that 100%. I believe it's just two sides of the same coin. But this is what I loved about what he said. He said, unless Jesus Christ is on the ballot, which he isn't, you're going to have a flawed person, whether it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Both are flawed. You guys have to make the decision based on what you have seen with your own eyes. I've looked at Donald Trump's presidency. I lived it. And I looked at and I've lived the last 4 years under Biden-Harris. And for me, it's crystal clear who I'm voting for.
Are we clear? Crystal.
And you have to make that decision for yourself. The only thing I will say is the Bible tells us that God is the one that raises up kings and leaders. If you remember Pontius Pilate, who was the one that was talking to Christ right before he was sent out to be crucified, he looked at Jesus and he said, don't you realize that I have the power to crucify you, to take your life? And Jesus, I love it. Jesus looked at him and he said, you would have no power unless it was given to you upon high. So regardless of who gets in office, God is the one placing them there for his greater purposes. I love you guys. I'll check you on the next one.